One of the most popular questions I get is it safe to smoke and also take glutathione? As in, will my glutathione stores be depleted if I'm smoking? I'm not really talking about cigarettes. Most of us already know cigarettes are the worst of the worst for just free radicals and depleting all of your antioxidants and basically just messing up your body in so many different ways. What everyone is talking about is weed. Everyone's asking about weed. Are the gummies better? Is vaping weed versus smoking weed? I've looked into this several times over the past year, and it was a little difficult to come up with a definitive answer. Honestly, I don't really think they have enough information on that or enough studies on that yet, just because the different types of glutathione, especially in the US, it's gaining in popularity. We've definitely seen a boom in glutathione just within the last 3 to 4 years in the US. It's getting to be more mainstream. People are hearing about it for the first time, whether they're on skincare journeys or not. And then the problem is, it's the same thing with weed. As more and more states start to legalize it, there are more ways of getting THC than ever before. Before, people were all smoking it, and of course any type of smoking, any type of burning, smoke being inhaled into your lungs, it's going to be bad. So I mean, the jury pretty much, it was easy to say, yeah, all forms of smoking, it's going to deplete your glutathione. Now on what level, that's where it's we don't really entirely know. I would assume that it isn't as bad as smoking cigarettes, but the article that I did find today was just talking about taking gummies, so either a type of edible that has THC in it and getting it that way. And basically it was seen to basically up the glutathione in your brain. So it didn't really say anything about the glutathione in your blood, but it did say reduce glutathione in your brain. It actually boosted that when people were, took some form of THC. I think they were doing drops, and then others were just doing edibles, but basically it wasn't vaped and it wasn't lit up and smoked. It was just basically a cleaner form of THC, and that was fine. Of course, I'm not sure if those effects were, short term or if it was long term, but I would assume that vaping in general, we're getting more and more information because vaping is so new. Not talking about necessarily just vaping marijuana, but just vaping in general. It's so new. So people are coming out with just more tests on how is this going to affect our bodies long term. Because it's kind of more negative, I would say that your best bet for if you need to get your marijuana fix would be to do some type of edible or gummy or some type of sublingual THC that goes under your tongue, drops, something like that. That would most likely be the cleanest. Like I said, the one article that I found, it is actually pretty recent, because this has been something that I've been kind of researching on and off, and I was never had a definitive answer, so I couldn't make a video on it, even though I continue getting this question. But the only article that I found was, it's rather new, and of course it's just talking about actually a clean form of THC, through an edible or through a serum. So we still don't really have an answer on if smoking it reduces your glutathione or if vaping it would. I would assume that vaping it is probably better than smoking it, but again, there isn't really a study on this yet. I keep on looking. Sorry about that, guys. I got a phone call. I'm not really sure where I was, but gummies. Now the Delta 8, that is, and again, it's pretty new. I know, I've known about it for maybe a year and a half now, but I'm just saying that it's getting more mainstream. More people are using it, and so as far as the effects of that on your glutathione stores, is it depleting it, is it boosting it, we really don't know, because even the one article that I did found, it was, the research paper was talking about just straight THC. It wasn't talking about Delta 8, which is kind of a derivative of THC. It has it in it, but it's legal for now, basically. Really don't have a lot of information on that, but if I had to worry about this, if I had to worry about, if I was going to take gummies or if I was going to vape, I would definitely just do some type of edible. And honestly, it's just going to be trial and error. You can see the difference in your body. If you want to do something where for a couple months you don't do anything, you're just clean, everything, you're not doing just anything, and then all of a sudden start doing it and see if you see maybe a change just in your pallor, of the vibrancy of your skin. You know, really testing it out for yourself is just going to be the best answer, because then we can all have, you know, just more insight from actually people who are testing it out. This hasn't really been something I've tested out. When I have done it, it's just kind of like here and there, but it would be good to know just for those people who want to do it routinely. Maybe they like to you know, smoke or take some type of gummy like once a week, or, you know, multiple times a week. It would be nice for them to know which one, because we know for sure drinking is a no-no. It definitely reduces your glutathione levels. By how much? If you're getting drunk, then odds are it is gonna affect your skin. It was so funny, I was having some skin treatments and we were talking about the healing process, because basically what was done was I had an open wound, and it's the same thing like after you get a tattoo, you are not supposed to drink like within the first week of getting it done, because the alcohol does come out, you know, it's in your blood, but it will come out through your skin, especially if you have like an open wound. It is going to affect the look of your skin, how your tattoo heals, or any type of procedure that you got done that basically, you know, changes your skin in some way. So alcohol it's pretty bad for glutathione levels, so we already know that. But as far as marijuana, I would just assume that it is better. Like I said, we're going off of this one research paper. There really just isn't a whole lot of information about it, but the stuff that I did find is just about smoking it, and I really don't feel like most people are actually like lighting up right now. I feel like a lot are getting more into just new ways of getting their THC fix, whether it be through gummies or serums, oil drops, anything like that. Let us know if you have experience with this, if you are an everyday, you need your THC fix type of person, or just every once in a while. What do you see, like, as far as in your skin, as for a change? I did do some research into this. This was like a couple years ago, into marijuana and acne, to see if it does help to clear acne and things like that. There is a little bit of literature on that, so I'm not saying that 100% marijuana is awful for it, but you just still have to watch out for the smoke of marijuana. So really, of all things that I would avoid would be anything with any type of smoke that you're inhaling, just because smoke in general is just bad. So try to look for cleaner ways of getting your fix if you're going to be on a glutathione journey.